Hi guys, I hope everyone's having an awesome day today. My name is Luca and I like rocks. I like to find rocks, I like to cut rocks, I like to shape rocks, polish them, and all of the basic lapidary stuff that goes along with it. I also like to document what I do with them. This is the channel's first two-part video. I will be posting a part 1 today, and then tomorrow I will post a part 2 video. Today's video we will be celebrating Star Wars Day. Today's video is going to consist of finding the specimens that I'm going to use for the project. Basically going through some of our rocks that we found in one of our earliest rock hunts. After that, I will be cutting into them, getting them ready to work with, basically. And then I will start to shape them. This two-part video was filmed over a long period of time, several months. And so I'm going to be at different locations during the entirety of both parts of the video. So yeah, this was a long one in the making. Today we are celebrating Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Let's get to the video. My absolute favorite Star Wars character is Boba Fett.
No disintegrations.
As you wish.
I spent 1 year building a Boba Fett costume. It turned out pretty amazing, and I am aware that in a few weeks it's going to be May the 4th. So having said that, I am trying to think of a project that I could do to celebrate Star Wars Day. So I'm out here. I am thinking I am gonna build something that will celebrate Star Wars Day, May the 4th, that will incorporate the Mandalorian. So I'm thinking the Mythosaur Skull. Mythosaur Skull is the Mandalorian badge. These rocks here in this bin are some cherts, some serpentine, jaspers. So I came out here on a mission. So we got all different kinds of jaspers in here. I'm specifically looking for red and yellow. These jaspers came out of the Eel River. So we got serpentine. This is probably going to be a good yellow. I could probably use that. This looks like a mixture of, actually, that looks like there's some yellow in that, but I would like that's more of a brown, so that won't do. So there's chert in here, jaspers. Here's a red and yellow one. So I'm actually gonna pull out the red and yellow jaspers that I have in here, and that is what we're gonna work with. There's a lot of pitting in this. It's red, but I don't think I could use that. It's kind of red. I'll set that aside. So I think these are going to be our pieces. I'm hoping this bigger piece of red jasper is big enough to get the job done. Here's another little piece of that looks like. So I think this is what I'm going to be working with. This little pile. Now this is the color, the red color of jasper that I would like to use. I wonder if we have a bigger piece of this lying around somewhere. I move down the line here a little bit more. And look at that. Jaspers and cherts. So I'm hoping there's going to be a lot more red jasper in that bin. Ooh, look at that. So I am still on the hunt here for red and yellow jaspers. Looks like the jasper bin, but there's a lot of little pieces in here. Look at that thing. Is that jasper? Very pretty, whatever it is. Chert. Oh, look at this guy. That is super cool. Mostly quartz. Reminds me of bacon. So I am gonna say jackpot. I see a ton of red jasper right there. Bam! And then there's yellow. There's a nice red one there. There's another nice red one. Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely work with this stuff. All right. So tomorrow, I'll get on that. I've got the sauce set up right behind me here. It's filled with water, ready to rock and roll. So today we are going to be cutting more rocks. On the chopping block today we've got some Eel River Jaspers. We're definitely going to try and get through these. So we've got some red jasper and then some yellow, some smaller pieces there. But first we're gonna tackle these red jaspers. So I did a first cut, and surprise, I forgot to hit record this bad boy, but this was the first cut, which is awesome because there is absolutely no fractures in there. Maybe a tiny one right there, maybe, but that's a nice piece of red jasper that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna get a few more slabs off of this. This may even be enough for the project. Might, but we're gonna continue to cut. That's a legit slice right there. It's a little bit on the thicker side, but that's okay. This isn't going to be for a cab or anything. It's going to be for the Mandalorian project. Anyway. Oh my goodness. I am satisfied with that cut. Does that look good or what? You can say or what, that's allowed. It's starting to feel like this blade is about ready to be done, so I'm going to do one more cut with it. We'll see how it does. I'm just afraid it might fracture this near the end of the cut, and I don't want that. So we'll do one more cut with it, and then we'll probably have to change the blade to a new one. Another legit cut. Looks fairly even. So I'm gonna bring you in on these first couple of cuts. After this, I don't think I'm gonna film, just because you have you get the gist of how this operation is gonna go. Yeah, this is a really good piece of jasper. Kind of got away from me right there, but this cut right here was still phenomenal. These just might work for like this entire piece. What I've got so far might work for the project. Don't break them, as long as I don't break them. So we got two for sure great slices. I am very, very satisfied with that piece of jasper. 2 thumbs up to that guy. I just talked to you for probably a good 3 or 4 minutes giving you an update, and I didn't hit record, so yay for that. We are gonna do this over again. I got into the yellow jasper. I cut this piece off. I need red and yellow for the project. This piece, I got through the entire thing, but it took forever. It took me a long time to get this piece of red slabbed up. We got some fractures over here and here. I mean, it's still usable stuff. So we got that piece of red jasper. And then this guy I'm gonna try and get a few more slabs off of, because there is some, I'm pretty sure that is chalcedony right in there, because I see a little bit of banding right here on the outside. So I was just gonna leave it at this, just use these 2 pieces, but now that I've seen all of that in there, I'm gonna try and get a couple more slices off of this guy. Yeah, I was trying to see if I could see through the chalcedony part, but not so much. Maybe if it was a little bit thinner. But anyway, gonna get a couple more slices off of this one as well. And then this one, this guy I absolutely love. It has the exact color that I'm looking for. There are no fractures in it. There's maybe a little void right there. But this is by far my favorite. And it would have been awesome if this was a bigger specimen, but I'm happy with that I even have this part. But that's where we're at with the red jaspers. So I'm gonna proceed to cut into this guy. Alright, so I'm questioning whether or not this is really jasper, because that went fairly quick. I've been fighting those red specimens, and it's been taking forever. But anyway, this might be a mix of some other rock. Then again, this is a thinner piece, so that could be it. Here's some yellow and red? I'd say red. Then this is quartz, I think. Can't really see any bands in there, so that could be quartz. There it is. I was looking for a more bold hue. I think that's the word I'm looking for. But this is all the yellow jasper that I have, that I know of. There might be some hidden somewhere, but this is just gonna have to do. There's a whole yellow jasper sliced up. So we got this guy. I was looking for yellow, and I've got yellow. I'm turning everything yellow over here. It is most certainly a warm one out today, and today I will be cutting out some pieces that, once cut out, they will resemble the Mythosaur skull. So in today's heat, I will be using a flex shaft. It's a little too warm today to bring out Little Rocky to be able to try and cut these pieces out. So I will be using a flex shaft and these rotary diamond cutting discs. That rotary diamond drill bits, and these guys again. I'm gonna go as long as I can. Like I said, it is quite warm out today, so I'm gonna get to it, get my water set up, get myself set up, and then we will get to cutting these guys out. So let's get to cutting these. I have an older diamond cutting disc. We'll see if it's any good. Otherwise, I'll put a new one on. Here we go. Alright, so slow going, but you get the picture. I'm about to get out the trim saw, but I really Really don't want to. That might have to happen though. Alright, so the flex shaft was taking a little bit too much time, so I got out the tile saw. I've never used this before, so we'll see how it goes. Chip. Like I said, I haven't used this before. It looks like I need more water. So that piece has fractures in it, and a piece fractured off. So that's what we're going to be dealing with this piece. Hopefully that's the only fracture we get, because this is essential, and I don't have much more of red jasper. That fracture was helpful. Well, I don't like that it happened, but it was helpful. Some good tumbling pieces. Anyway, you get the idea. So I'm gonna be doing this. It's working, so thumbs up to that. Okay, I got all of the red jasper pieces somewhat cut out. I'll have to trim them up and clean them up a whole lot. But now I'm moving on to the yellow jasper. I'm very limited in yellow jasper. So some of these are not gonna match, and if any of these fracture, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might have to completely discard the yellow portion of this project. So fingers crossed that all of these stay intact and it turns out to be something pretty cool. So here we go. One cut is good, but it's hot out here. I gotta keep my equipment in mind, so I'm gonna shut this off just so it doesn't overheat. I don't know if you can tell how hot I am. I'm like, it's hot. But regardless of it being hot, I got most of the pieces cut out. So I need to trim it up, clean that up. That's obviously going to be a circle. Here's the Mythosaur skull. This needs to be, a few inches need to be taken off of that guy, but so that's where we're at. Next thing is to clean every single piece up. And we'll go from there. I set up the tile saw here. I shaped these pieces out, and I tried to get as close to the stencils as I could without passing into the stencil area. But this one kind of did. You can see right there. So I know that this is not a trim saw. It's a tile saw. So in the future, I'm not going to try and use this as a trim saw, because I'm thankful this didn't go any further in. So I tried that because last night I was working on this piece using the flex shaft alone, and man, it's taken forever. So I have the slant lap set up. We're going to see if this will be any, I guess, quicker without overstepping the stencil area. So I got my waters ready to go. This is all set up. I just have to get myself set up, and then we will get to trying to shape these a little better, and then eventually polishing the tops. So that's where we're at. Alright guys, I've been at it pretty much all day. I did some Dremel work here. Used that guy, you can see how red he is. Used it mostly on these pieces right here. I still have to shape out this piece a little bit more, and this one as well. This guy, one or two of them actually broke on me, so I had to make extras. Here's an idea of what it's gonna look like when I'm done. I just have to get it a little bit more precise, and it will definitely look like the Mythosaur skull. And then on the other hand, here is a yellow circle. This stone is not jasper, these pieces right here. I did cut out other yellows that I documented, but those pieces were too small. This stencil wouldn't fit on them. So the color is going to be a little bit off, but you still get the idea of it being yellow. The stencil is still on top of this one, so I still need to thin it out a little bit, so that's why that's still marked. This one, just because I haven't taken the sticker off yet. But that's where we're at the end of today's work. So we used the flat lap Dremel, and that's pretty much it. So that's gonna be it for today, and I will see you all tomorrow. Today's video, I just wanted to document the process of the project that I will be doing to celebrate Star Wars Day. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and tomorrow I will be posting part 2, and I will be sharing with you the final project in tomorrow's video. So be on the lookout for that, and may the 4th be with you.